So hi everyone, I'm Beavis, and before the break you all heard Jimmy's classmates' drag story. But now I'm here to tell you my version of a drag story. So, as I grew up, I was trained to believe that I'm a guy and that wearing dresses is wrong. But ever since I started to see, I hated seeing myself wearing t-shirts and trousers in the mirror. Whenever I go out in those shitty clothes, I would feel ugly, and I would just stare at the floor all day long. And people around me would start to worry that I have low self-esteem issues. But when I was small, the only time that I looked up and admired myself in the mirror was when I was secretly wearing my mom's dresses. And I don't care that my mom's dresses make me look like someone's grandmother. And I didn't care that I only have 10 seconds to wear the dresses before I have time to put it back into the closet so my mom won't find out. But for me, feeling beautiful and confident for just 10 seconds every few days is not enough. So I wished for a chance to put on a dress in front of people. And this wish finally came true during university when one of my classmates decided to make a video for his graduation project. And in the video is a role where an ugly man becomes a cross-dressing model to make ends meet. And when I enthusiastically told him that I want to do the part, and my classmate was like, "Are you sure? I mean, you have to wear makeup, you have to wear dresses, put on a bra, put oranges inside the bra, and it will be seen by the whole class." But I wanted to explain to him about my secret desires, but I was afraid that he would alienate me instead of giving me the role. So I shut up and went to the shoot. Sadly, I only have a few hours to wear the dress, but those few hours were the best few hours in my whole life. And also the video was well received by the whole class, so everything was good. And I wished for another chance to do something like that again. And 5 years later, one of my friends decided to have a costume party at his house, which is not the Lady Gaga, Michael Jackson stuff you heard. The party's theme was pajamas night. So I got myself a wig, a pink silky slip, and I went to the party, got in the toilet, changed, and I opened the door, and I was awesome. I had no makeup on, I didn't comb my wig so it looked like spaghetti, and I didn't bother to shave my legs and armpits. My shamelessness levels was at an awesome high. The whole night, no one spoke to me. My look was raping everyone's eyes. I completely killed the party mood. But I enjoyed myself. Because it's very important, because I felt like being me at last. So, the next time my friend decided to announce another costume party on Friendster, you remember that? On Friendster, he put the following remark in bold: "Beavis, do not come in a dress." And I was very pissed. I was pissed not because he publicly announced my secret desire. I was pissed because friends are supposed to support each other no matter what. So I denounced that. But my friends fired back on Friendster. Friends are supposed to care and protect each other and not indulge them in their sick fantasies. And I said, I needed friends. I don't need a teacher. And I replied, "Fuck you." And I unfriended them all. It was a very, very sad way to say goodbye to these people who I've known for 10 years. But what's the point of hanging around people who have no wish to know you better? But also, on hindsight, coming out in a semi-nude condition isn't helping it at all. So during this void, when I have no friends, I decided to improve myself. I watched online makeup tutorials. I bought a comb, a mannequin head to take care of the wig, and I shaved everything I see. Okay, so it's not supposed to be funny because it's a basic necessity, and this is want to look pretty. And another chance came for me to wear a dress in front of people again. 3 years later, some online friends asked me out on Halloween. So I seized the opportunity and I went out in a red dress, a tidy wig, makeup, and clean legs and armpits. And my friends who haven't seen it before, they were very impressed and they liked me. And I have never felt more prettier in my whole life. So we went to a club, had fun, and I was dancing in the dark. And suddenly a lonely black guy approached me. And he started doing this. And I was flattered and excited. And the music was booming, the lights were flashing, and for a moment, it was paradise. And just when I was wondering how to treasure this very special moment, the alcohol in me guided me towards him, and I leaned close to his ear, and I said, "Happy Halloween!" And he gave me a what the fuck look, and he stumbled away. So, it was a very successful night out in the dress, and I can't wait to do it again. So I searched online and looked for a cross-dressers group, and I went to their gathering. And I bought the get-up I had on Halloween, and I went to the changing area and got out feeling confident. And for a while, I was a standout because I was thin and everyone else had tummies under their dresses. But as I walked around, I started to hear a bitchy little voice behind me. "What's wrong with your makeup? Are you in a Chinese opera? And why do you spread your legs so wide when you walk?" And suddenly I realized that my Halloween makeup is too white and too red for everyday activities. And I still walk like a man. And this is a very, very depressing revelation because it meant that I don't have the eligibility to wear a dress out on the street. And for a while, I gave up cross-dressing. But I still kept on going to those gatherings because I don't have much real friends left. But I gave up my identity as a cross-dresser and just became a cross-dresser supporter. And one time, I met a trans woman, Joanne, and he came up to me because at that point, I was back to feeling ugly in t-shirts and trousers, and I was looking at the floor all the time. And he came up to me and asked me, "Beavis, why aren't you dressed up? I've seen your cross-dress photos before, and you have a nice body, you have nice facial features, so why aren't you dressed in something that you like?" And I replied, because I wasn't feminine and pretty enough to look like a woman. And she smiled. And she asked me again, "When you look out on the street, how many women wear heavy makeup? How many women have long eyelashes, look like a princess, have long, sexy, curly blonde hair, and walk like a model all the time?" And at that moment, I realized that Joanne, who just had her operation, wasn't wearing much makeup. She wasn't wearing lacy dresses or high heels. And she told me, "Beavis, there is no point in being more feminine than a woman. Just be natural and be what you want to be." And it dawned on me that I don't have to wait for a chance anymore. I don't have to care about eligibility because even though I'm trained to believe that I'm a guy, I don't have to be one. And so I went back to buying cosmetics, but with a color more similar to my skin. I grew my hair longer, and I bought dresses that look cool. And suddenly I don't have the fear of being rejected anymore. And in the past, I felt like I was unpassable just because I believed I was impossible. And today and now, I can celebrate because I'm liberated after I have been lost for 30 years. Thank you.